Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Brendan my production and probably see a nudity here at www.youtube.com/Caesar/Brendan789. Today, we are doing the WrestleMania 32 review and reaction and whatever you want to call it. The first match we are going to be talking about is Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. That match was crazy. It could have been better. I can say that. It could have been better. But being that both Shane McMahon and Undertaker are kind of older, I can see how it wasn't as good as I would like it to be. So, the match started. It was kind of like a slow-paced match at first, and then it like slowly built up, then it went back down at the end. But there was a part, I'm sure all of you know this by now, or else you wouldn't be watching this, because you're thinking, what, like, you want to know. I wonder what Brandon thinks of this. So, that's why you're here right now. No? You hate me? Okay. It's okay! Anyway, there was a part of the match where Shane McMahon just took out The Undertaker on the announce table, and then he just started climbing the cage. Like he was like a monkey. And then he did that all famous shit, and then he jumped. It was like he believed he could fly, but he fell slowly. Actually really fast. Very fast. So then once Shane did that, he was basically dead. Shane died for like 3 minutes, and then he was like getting up all groggy, and for some reason his big thing during that entire match was, it was like really stupid, but like he kept doing it, so he wanted The Undertaker. So then the match ended with, after him jumping off the Hell in a Cell through the announce table, Undertaker picked him up over his shoulder, dragged him all the way back to the ring, and then tombstoned him and pinned him for the 3-second tan. The next match I want to talk about is Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. And earlier in the night, Lita came out revealing the new Women's Championship, which, by the way, I'm not a big fan of it. I think it looks too much like the actual WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But I guess that's what they're trying to do now, like where women are equally men or something, like women rights, or women are equal to men, they should get paid the same stuff and all that stuff. So I think that's why they did it. I don't know, maybe they just ran out of ideas for a belt. But I'm not a big fan of the design, but it's way better than the butterfly. That butterfly just flew away out into the alumni of championships. So now they're fighting for the Women's Championship, and I guess WWE Divas are no longer considered divas, I'm assuming, since it is the Women's Championship, but that is not confirmed at all, so I'm confused. But what I do know is Sasha Banks' attire was dedicated to Eddie Guerrero, and it was alright, but I don't know. Like, it did seem like an Eddie Guerrero type thing. It seemed like a thing that Eddie Guerrero would wear if he was a chick, so that makes sense. But the match ended with Ric Flair getting involved, as I said, and then Charlotte winning. The next match I want to talk about is Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. That match was phenomenal, and get it? Phenomenal, but it's AJ. Styles is phenomenal, but give me Jonas. Anyway, that match I really enjoyed. I really liked how it lasted a long time, and it still was a little fast-paced. I liked the intensity of it. I liked how Chris Jericho tried to do AJ Styles' finisher, and then AJ Styles was like, I'm not gonna try to do the same items. Because I thought once Chris Jericho did that, I expected AJ to try to do the same thing. But it didn't. And after a long match, kind of, it wasn't that long, maybe like 15 minutes, but it was a good match regardless. Chris Jericho came out with the win. I wish AJ Styles would have won it, but I guess it's just not his time to shine yet. So that was it for that match. Woo woo woo, you know it. Zack Ryder comes up with the win in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. I did not expect that in a million years, since they just kind of dropped the ball on Ryder back in like 2013, 2012, somewhere around there. I expected them to not do anything with Zack Ryder anymore, but surprisingly, Zack Ryder came up with the win. I loved how he won it. I loved how The Miz was so, like, determined to get it, and then as soon as he's, like, just sitting on the ladder, getting ready to grab it, Zack Ryder's just like, no, you're not allowed. And then he grabbed it, and now he is the Intercontinental Champion. Good job, dude. I'm a big fan. Can I have your autograph? No. So, Zack Ryder deserves it. I loved how his dad came out. I loved basically every moment of when he grabbed that title, because I am a huge Zack Ryder fan. I really think he has the potential to do way more in the WWE other than be a jobber. So, I'm happy that he is the Intercontinental Champion. I hope he stays that way for long. The next match we're going to talk about is a pre-show match that I think was the first match. I don't know what happened because I started watching at 6 o'clock. I thought that was when the pre-show started, but nope, it started at 5. But it's okay, because I'm assuming that was the first match. So, Kalisto versus Ryback. It was a great match. I loved how the arena was empty at the time, because I guess there was like a ticketing problem and nobody was allowed in. So then during that entire match, it was a good match, and when Kalisto came up with the win, I really wish Ryback would have won it. I think he needs the title, but it's okay because Kalisto is still cool, but I still wish the big guy would have done it. The next match I'm going to be talking about is the New Day versus League of Nations. Apparently, I got this wrong in the predictions. I thought it was supposed to be a 4-on-3 handicap match with New Day having 3 people and League of Nations having the 4 people. I got that part wrong, but I got it wrong altogether because apparently it was just a regular 3-on-3 tag team match where I forget who it wasn't wrestling, but I know one of them wasn't wrestling. Sorry for that, but regardless, I got the match wrong. I said the New Day was gonna win, but League of Nations came out with the win with what I thought was an epic bullhammer and bro kick experience. But after that match, the League of Nations was saying, nobody can stop us, and if you would like to, I'd like to see you try. And then all of a sudden, you heard Shawn Michaels music, and then, what the hell is Shawn Michaels doing here? And then, you hear Mick Foley's music, and then, all of a sudden, you hear that glass break. Stone Cold! Stone Cold! He's back! He's gonna come! Stomp the mud holes! Black on! Black on! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! And then, Stone Cold comes out, they go down, and then, it's still 4-on-3, but it's okay, because Stone Cold starts going after Rusev, I think. I'm pretty sure that's who he went for. And then Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley are kicking ass, and then all of a sudden, Sweet Chin music. Then all of a sudden, the Mandible Claw, and then Stunner out of nowhere. It was amazing. That made my night. I was happy. That just made the pay-per-view for me. Because if anybody knows me, I love Stone Cold, and I'm a huge fan of Shawn Michaels. He's like in my top 5. So, I was happy to see that. I love watching Rusev get his ass kicked, especially by Stone Cold. Because Stone Cold stomp the mud holes every day and walking them dry. Give me a beer. Oh, the next match I want to talk about is Team Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde, where Team Total Divas came up with the win. I did not expect them to come up with the win, but I was happy to see them win because I don't like Bad and Blonde. And it was also the match that made Lana's wrestling debut, and she was wearing like some type of freaking bathing suit or something. It looked like it was from Victoria's Secret. But then after the match, Nikki Bella came out with her neck brace and she's like, "Woo!" And then it was cool to see that because I don't necessarily like the Bellas, but I have respect for them in the case that they've been in the company for like 10 years now, I think. No, 2000. I know Nikki Bella debuted in 2007, so about a year or 10 years. So I was happy to just see another injured person returning because I swear there's too many of those. So Team Total Divas won it. The next match I want to talk about is the Dudley Boys versus the Usos, where the tables were back because the Dudley Boys went straight through them at the end of the match, and well, before the match ended, the Usos won, which was awesome. That was like super sick English. That was like Super Kick City. Like, what? How many super kicks were there? Like, WrestleMania, brought to you by Super Kicks, which was kind of relevant considering Shawn Michaels showed up. But I guess that's, well, crazy. Actually, there was so many super kicks at WrestleMania. There was like 13 by the Usos. There was like 7 by Dolph Ziggler, and there was 3 by Shawn Michaels. So altogether, that's like 20-something super kicks in just one night. So, and plus there was 1 by Kevin Owens. So I loved how many super kicks there were because I think the super kick is a great move, but I'm starting to think it's getting a little too old. But it's all good because the Usos won, and then after the match, the Dudleys were pissed off. They decided to grab 2 tables. I don't know why they grabbed 2 tables, because, you know, it was basically a big setup to them getting put through the table. So, then, after that, the Usos did like a simultaneous splash onto the Dudley Boys, and then they were dead. The next thing I want to talk about is The Rock coming out with a big ass flamethrower, and then he like, I would have loved to seen WrestleMania, just The Rock lighting stuff, but it was kind of like a trick. I thought The Rock was supposed to be electrifying, but no, he was flaming, so that was kind of weird. I think he should. What if The Rock was an electrician? That would be amazing. That would make sense. That is going to be his new gimmick in TNA. He's not going to TNA, but still. Once The Rock came out, you heard. You didn't actually hear that. They stopped doing that. But still, the Wyatts came out, and then at one time, The Rock said, "You're not the eater of worlds, you're the eater of hot pockets." And then Bray Wyatt was, "I know, leave me alone." So, then, that accumulated to being The Rock versus Eric Rowan, where Eric Rowan lost in 6 seconds. That is like a WrestleMania record, which is ironic considering The Rock was talking about making records yesterday, at WrestleMania. So, also, the attendance record was an amazing, pulled out of their ass, 101,763 people. So, I don't think that's how many people were there. Maybe it is. Maybe Vince is not lying. But still, it was cool to see The Rock bottom 1, 2, 3, 6 seconds I cannot take Eric Rowan seriously now, and I'm out. The next match I'm going to be talking about is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where Shaq showed up, and then they snuck in a few like legends like Tatanka and DDP, and I think there was another one. So that was kind of cool to see. But who came out with the win? Baron Corbin. And I love Baron Corbin. I think he's cool. So I loved to see Baron Corbin win, but I loved seeing Big Show and Shaq like go face to face, because like Big Show's like this Pepsi can, and then Shaq is like this Rin Classic case. He's like, so it was weird to see something bigger than the Big Show. I mean, big is in his freaking name, freaking Jesus. So then they went like, they just stared at each other like, so you want to fight? We can fight right now. Oh, hi, Damon Sandow. You're gonna get thrown over this rope. So, yeah, that was cool. But Shaq and Big Show was like, you wanna fight? And then Damon Sandow tried to get in there and was like, nope! And then Shaq and Big Show eliminated like, I think 7, maybe 5 people. And then like a big crowd of people just started going after Shaq and Big Show, and both of them got eliminated. But then Baron Corbin came out with the win. I was happy to see it. I always love to see new superstars coming in to the main roster, even though I don't think he can be in the main roster. So hopefully that's coming up soon. So good job, Corbin. You're cool. The match I want to talk about now is Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a no-holds-barred street fight. I expected way more out of that match, but it didn't happen. They mostly stayed by the ring area, which I didn't really like. If it's going to be a street fight, I want to see people in backstage. I want to see people actually out in the streets. I want to see people use more weapons than what they did in the match. But they didn't. They only used like a kendo stick, a bunch of chairs, and a fire extinguisher. But that's about it. So that kind of made me mad. If it's going to be a street fight, no holds barred, that's another thing. Make it like a no holds barred match. Like, all they did was make it seem like a no disqualification match. So that's what made me not really like the match as much as I should have. But Brock Lesnar came out with the win, and I was kind of right in the predictions where I said Dean Ambrose was going to fight, but Brock Lesnar was going to kick the living shit out of Dean Ambrose anyway. So there was an outstanding number of 14 suplexes or something, like 13, 14. Then the match ended with an F5 onto like a big pile of tables. And 1, 2, 3, Brock Lesnar wins, the Beast Incarnate. The next match I want to talk about is Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That match, it was amazing. I loved how Stephanie McMahon got speared in the middle of it, and then Triple H tried to use a sledgehammer, but it didn't work. And then there was several moments where I thought Roman Reigns was gonna tap just to like troll the WWE, like, huh, you're not gonna win. And then all of a sudden, boom, Superman punch out of nowhere, and then a spear, and then no spear, then an almost pedigree, then a spear. So many things happening. And then all of a sudden, sledgehammer tries to go into use, then he's like boom, and he ducks it, and he's like no, and he's like oh, and then there was a spear, and then he pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. How long though? I don't know. I hope it's for at least a year. I don't expect it to be, because you know they're always screwing over Roman Reigns. He's like the freaking screw job of WWE right now. So I don't know. I just that was all the matches. But I loved this WrestleMania. It was better than last one for sure. So if you liked it, please leave a comment and the comment thingy down there. Yeah. And then that's gonna be it for this video. I enjoyed WrestleMania. I hope you did too. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to. Check out my social media description below. I just messed up my outro. Okay, I have to do this right, or else it's just not right, because this will be the last review ever. So, check out my social media description below. I have a Skype, Twitter, PlayStation, and Instagram. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to, and peace!